everyone. Welcome back to Open Line. Glad you are with us. We are talking all about rent and utility assistance that's provided through the Metro Action Commission. Happy to have with us Lisa McCrady. She is with the Metro Action Commission, here to answer your question. She says volume is certainly up during this time of the coronavirus basically shutdown. And so we want to talk about that and how you can apply, if you need to apply, who is eligible, all of that. So Lisa, again, thank you for being with us on Zoom. You mentioned in the last segment the household income. There's a threshold of $47,638, I think you said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So is that for how many people in the house? Is that for a family of four? Is that for one person? Talk more about this household income.
That's for a family of four. Yeah, that's for a family of four. So it's called the income guidelines. And so the federal government sets that based upon the poverty guidelines for particular states and counties. And so for Davidson County, this guideline was set for us. And so, as I said earlier, a household of four would be a total amount of $47,638. And this is for our rent and mortgage program. For our utility assistance program, that threshold would be right at $43,928. So just a little bit of difference. But this is allowing more income. And this came out, I believe, at the beginning of April, when they allowed families to make more income, or household to have more income in it and still be able to apply, be eligible for the program.
Wow, okay. What do you know what it is for a single person?
For a single person, for the rent and mortgage program would be $23,107. And for utility assistance, it would be $22,843 per year.
And it would go up. If there's a family of five, it would be another number. You have all the numbers, so it just depends on.
I do. Okay. And they can go to our webpage, and I'll make sure that you guys have it as well.
Wow. And the volume, again, what you're seeing, are you seeing more families, more single people? Kind of what are you seeing as far as what's coming through the door now?
We're seeing a mixture of both. And so you have, I guess, probably the one that's more dear to my heart are the entertainers. We're seeing entertainers, artists that have been able to make it. You're seeing servers who are in our Broadway district coming in, our hotel industries. We're seeing more families on that end. So you may see a family of three or four or five that are coming in. And so right now, I will be able to give you that information, but because it's such a broad range of families or people who are being impacted by our current economic conditions just across our nation, you're seeing a wide variety of families or people coming in.
We've seen real frustration with people that have tried to file for unemployment. And the state has been just kind of overwhelmed and inundated and not fully prepared. I don't know about fully prepared. They're not getting back to people as quickly as they would like. There's no doubt about that. Are you all seeing that kind of volume? And we saw a caller who was concerned but that's not the kind of delay we're seeing with the state. Are you able to process all of the stuff that you've been getting?
Yes, we are. So once, particularly, even if they're waiting on unemployment to respond, we're able to take statements based upon what's going on if they were impacted by COVID. We're also getting the employers have been just wonderful as far as the documentation that we need from them, stating that the employment was impacted due to the virus, or they were reduced, the hours were reduced due to the virus, and that type of thing. So the documentation that, or the things that we are needing typically from an unemployment to be able to qualify families, we're able to get that through other means, other ways of documentation. So it doesn't add to the anxiety of our customers who are coming in. As I said earlier, we have many first-time, never have had to apply for anything of this magnitude before. We have young people who have are in apartments or homes, first homes, and just really a lot of a good cross section of people who have just been impacted by this. And so I think what helps families manage this, or people, I say families, or people to manage this better, is that you have someone like us and other organizations that not only do we want to know why you're coming in to see us, is there anything else that we could help you navigate in this brand new world that you are now dealing with, to help manage that anxiety? We want to help people to be hopeful, and to not give up, and to hang in there so that we can get the needed resources to them. So it's really a tough time for everyone.
Well, good. That's what we need, is people saying just those things you said. Let's go to Curtis. Hello, Curtis.
Yeah.
Go right ahead. What's on your mind?
I was just wondering, how would I get some help with utilities? Just,
How would you get help with utilities?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what about that? Let's walk that through for Curtis.
So our program helps all Davidson County residents. So number one, are you a Davidson County resident? Two, do you have an active account? And that means that you have an account in your name that's not in collections or anything like that. It can be past due. We can still help. So what we would need is that there's an application that you could either pick up at our main office, or we can email or mail one to you. You complete the application. There's some documentation that we need, such as the Social Security cards of everyone in the home, your proof of income. If you have zero income, there's a form, a self-declaration form that you'll complete for that. We need your most recent bill. And you bring all that documentation to us. You can either mail it, or we have a drop box in our lobby that's accessible from 8 to 4:30, Monday through Friday. You put that information in there. We process it, meaning we're putting it in an application. It tells us how much you're eligible for. And so there's a system that calculates the energy burden, your income, the amount of people that you have in your home. And so anywhere from $350 to $600 is what you could qualify for. And so let's say you qualify for $400 based upon the information I just said. That money goes directly to NES, if you're electricity, or Middle Tennessee Electric, or whoever your energy supplier would be. But let's say your bill is only, you got $400, your bill is only $300. You have $100 credit that goes towards the next month bill. And so that can be huge for some families, because sometimes their bills are even lower than that. It could be 180 and they qualified for 500. And so that credit carries on until it's exhausted. And so that gives the customer an opportunity to pay on other things, such as food and other things that it takes to run a household. And so that's how that program works.
Okay, and that's the kind of thing where again, you get one per calendar year for that, right?
Yes.
Okay, one
it's
per
actually
calendar
an
year.
application year. It's not a calendar year. It's an application year. So that one, October 1 to September 30th, and then October 1 of this year, we'll start all over again.
Okay, let's go to James. Hello, James. Go right ahead.
Yes, sir. How you doing? My name is James, and I'm a person who's trying to overcome adversity, which I have been for several years. And I obtained a job, and it was not here in Davidson County. It was in Sumner County, where I did start making $18 an hour. So just recently we got unemployed due to the coronavirus, and I'm just now trying to get relocated in Davidson County, which my grandparents had property here. And now I'm trying to, get the property back going, and due to the coronavirus, it kind of set me back a whole lot.
Oh, yeah.
And as far as me, rebuilding and trying to, get the vacant land for this project on the way, it's kind of been a major setback. And I was just wondering, is there still, opportunities available for me coming from another county to be relocated here in Davidson County with, not the same type of paperwork, but similar because, like I said, I've been working for 7 years. I make $18 an hour. Now I don't have a job. Now I don't have a proof of residence because, certain situations. So I was trying to relocate. If there's specific help or places that I can go that will get me started from like square one, from nothing.
All right, James, thank you. That's a good question. And good luck. We're thinking about you. Okay, go ahead.
Absolutely. So our program helps for the residents that you're staying in, where you reside. And so since you're in another county, if you're having particular issues in the county where you reside, there's a community action agency, there's a network of other organizations just like ours that have programs in place. And so what I would do is suggest that you contact them based upon what you have going on right now in the county where you reside. Once you come into Davidson County, if you're still having some of the same issues such as rent and mortgage, utilities, and that type of thing, our organization would be helpful to you. And so I hope that kind of answers your question because you're kind of in a unique situation. You can always call the United Way helpline at 312-211 and also Hub Nashville at 311 if you have questions as it relates to the resources that are available that may not fit the categories I just mentioned. Because you're residing in another county, though the programs are designed for the household where you reside.
Is there a time?
I hope that helps.
Is there a length of time that you have to live in that household? Do you have to live there at least a year, or is it just the minute you put, you begin?
The minute you put your foot in that property. Remember, the moment that is your residence.
Okay.
That is what we're looking for.
Okay. And if you live in another county, does every county have an action commission like what you all do with Sumner County?
We do. And so if he wants to leave his information, I can tell him who covers the Sumner County area.
Okay. All right. So he could look that up, or we might be able to get him. Okay, let's go to Barbara. Hello, Barbara?
Yes.
Go right ahead. What's on your mind?
We have several vendors who sell the contributor newspaper. Yes.
That's great.
And we have several vendors who sell the contributor newspaper, and many of them have been able to get housing by selling the contributor. And my question is, will they be able to come for rental assistance if they're not able to sell the paper as they did before this pandemic?
Yeah, that certainly impacted the paper, hasn't it?
It sure has.
Okay. All right, what about that?
So they have a place where they reside right now, and they're not able to pay their rent because their sales have been down. Is that what you're saying? Is that what they call it?
That's what I take that to be. They sell the contributor, and yeah, that income is now gone.
Yeah, so that qualifies for our program. And so, yes, we would love to come and see it. So any impacted income that has been 50% or higher, we want to see you, or any impact to the income. So, yes, we need to see them and for them to come in and fill out an application, or we can mail one to them. We'll be glad to talk to them.
Just have a residence in Davidson County. You could be renting. It could be one that you own, pay a mortgage, whatever.
Absolutely.
All right, let's go to Michelle. Hello, Michelle?
Yes.
Go right ahead.
Okay. My question is there another form of ID that you can accept besides the regular Social Security card for utility assistance? Because as of right now, I couldn't tell you where mine is, but I have a driver's license and other forms of ID.
Yeah, so with our utility assistance program, particularly, the funder requires us to have a Social Security number and documentation of your Social Security. So say, for instance, if you were receiving food stamps, that documentation is with DHS, and we're able to access that. If you have your Social Security card that was printed somewhere else, or copied somewhere else, and we can get access to that copy, we'll certainly try to do that. But I think what I would ask for you to do is go ahead and make application and let us help you figure out how we can to get your Social Security information that we need for your application.
So that Social Security card is very important. And I bet there are a lot of people that may have trouble finding it. But
yeah.
So the recommendation, if you do have trouble finding it, there are ways. You're saying you can get it through food stamps. There are other ways. But it is a very important document, and you really need it.
Yeah, for our utility assistance. Now, with rent and mortgage, we do not need it. It's not a requirement. So, yeah, but we definitely don't want you to not apply because you don't have those things. Let us help you try to figure out how can we get that information or assist you in getting the information.
Okay, so Michelle, there you go. You should apply, even if you can't find it right now. Hopefully they can help find it. All right, we'll take a break. If you want to call in, there's a number, 615-737-PLUS, 615-737-7587. Take a break. Be back right after this.